Hey, what's up, guys? It's your girl Kia. We have to talk about the secret lives of Mormon Wives reunion, and I will keep it 100 with you. They could have kept that. That reunion was such a waste of everybody's time. It was completely pointless. Nothing was resolved. Hell, nothing was even talked about. Nothing. The fact that they thought that they could squeeze that reunion into 1 hour when we have an entire season's worth of meat and potatoes that we could have gone through doesn't make any sense. That the producers and editors did a massive disservice to the fans by doing it up for one, having it be only 1 hour. And even more interesting, Hulu's not broke. Hulu could have spent the money for a 3-hour reunion. I mean, I get it. They didn't want to spend money on a real host, but they can at least spend money on, a reunion that actually talked about what happened during the show. So let's talk about what was talked about or what was seen. We have the girls come out. They're there by themselves for maybe 5 or 7 minutes. We are then transported to the green room to talk to Dad Talk and their little drama that's going on that, by the way, no one cares about. No one cares that Dad Talk is having issues. No one cared that Brett's even there. I was stunned that Brett was there. Brett had zero real interaction during the season outside of that one phone call where he called Miranda white trash. So him being there, I guess, to show a united front against the allegations that his wife made. But anyway, after that scenario, we go back to the wives. They talk about their relationships a little bit. And then we bring the Dad Talk out. So now we have Dad Talk and Mom Talk together. And they're talking about their different experiences they've been through with SA and what happened at Vanderpump Villa. But then it all of a sudden turns into Demi screaming and cussing at Jen about what Jen saw. And Jen and Demi kept conflating these two things. Demi believes that Jen said that she saw her kiss Marciano. What Jen actually said is that she saw them touching and being flirty and her being inappropriate as a married woman. But Demi and her husband keep wanting to say, well, you said you saw kissing, and and Jen's like, no, I didn't see that. Because that's not originally what Jen said. So that was just a bunch of confusion. Then we go into the girls' different experiences with SA because Michaela has been dealing with childhood SA. Connor also dealt with childhood SA. And then we learned that Jessie had also had an incident when she was 19, had been SA'd. And then it became all about, Demi and her trying to convince everybody that she's also an SA victim, how it was so hard being in this group, and you guys don't know how it feels. And that's when we discovered that Jen had been SA. She's like, you have no idea what I've been through. I have been. Like, let me make this very, very clear. Demi, you are not an SA victim. You were not SA'd. You were not. You were at most sexually harassed by Marciano, but nobody believes you. Nobody believes you, and they never will. And it has nothing to do with you, people not liking you. It has to do with your behavior afterwards. There have been a lot of women who have dealt with sexual abuse, who have dealt with child sexual abuse, and they have to be around their perpetrator. They don't actively reach out to their perpetrator for information, have conversation. What I've seen, because I've been around this before, what I've seen is the victim is cordial. They're just nice. They're not looking for extra interaction, but when they see that at family gatherings or wherever, they're like, oh, hi, how you doing? Nice to see you. And they get their space back. They're not actively reaching out, texting, having conversations, phone calls, engaging their daughter. Nobody believes you, bitch. Like, I'm sorry. I hate to be rough, but I hate when women like Demi do this because it sets women back. But nobody says any of the things that I'm saying. What happens is all of a sudden Stassi out of nowhere says, now we're going to have all of the women leave the set of their own show to go back to the green room. They go back into the green room. They're now all talking and arguing. And Demi is, again, still pointing the fingers at Jen. And then she bursts into tears about nobody believing her and how this has been so hard and things that I've been through. Again, nobody believes you. Please take your whack ass on. She goes out. The girls continue to talk. And then we learn why the girls were asked to leave from the set of their own show. So Dad Talk could come out and be surprised by, who, Dakota. Let me tell y'all something. I think I speak for everybody when I say no one gives a damn about Dakota. or what he thinks or what he did or no one cares about Dakota. That whole situation with him cheating on, well, not cheating, messing around with one of Taylor's mom's friends. Here's the thing. If Dakota and Taylor had some nice, cohesive relationship this entire time, and then maybe took a break, and then we discover that he had a relationship with Taylor's mom's friend, I think more people would be scandalized, upset for Taylor. Oh my God, Dakota, how could you? But because Dakota has been a scumbag from the very beginning, and by very beginning, I mean the very first scene on Montauk. Does anybody remember the very first scene on Montauk? I do. It is when Dakota and Taylor are trying to work things out or be together or whatever, and the cops are called. And Taylor's now standing on her porch in urine-soaked pants because her and Dakota got in such a bad fight that stuff was thrown everywhere. Now, from what my recollection, that was with Dakota. That wasn't with her ex-husband. That was with Dakota. So he's been a scumbag from the very beginning. And he cheated with multiple girls. So him doing this with her mom's friend, okay, duh, water is wet. So that didn't need to be even there. And if it was going to happen, it needed to be with Taylor sitting there and all the other women sitting there because, you know, if dad talks there, then mom talks to be there because it is their show. And then lastly, we have Taylor's parents come out. Leanne and whatever the hell her dad's name is, who knows? Who cares? Again, nobody cares about any of this part of the reunion. There's so many other things to discuss. So let me tell you how, if I was the producer or the editor of this reunion, how I would have laid it out. One, it wouldn't have been one part. It would have been three part. The first part of the reunion would have been discussing the Marciano fallout, from him lying to the lie detector test to the whole situation with Demi. The second part of the reunion would have been talking about Whitney and trying to get back in Mom Talk, letting Miranda back in Mom Talk, Whitney's whole thing at Stagecoach, and then Demi actually coming back or trying to come back and making comments about Mom Talk and trying to defend herself. The third part of the reunion would have been all about the press tour. 3 parts. Very simple, laid out, easy peasy. That's what people wanted to see. What we got was a bag of bullshit. It did not explain anything. Nothing was resolved. It was nothing that we really cared about, nothing that we really even wanted to see. And it was just kind of like reunion on and then, okay, bye, see you season 4. It gave people whiplash. It gave me whiplash. So I wasn't a fan of the reunion. And please drop into my comments and let me know if you think something differently. Let me know if you enjoyed the reunion. Let me know if you like Stassi as a host. Oh, that was the other thing that was really annoying. What we saw in the trailer, none of that happened in the actual show. Chase was sitting behind Taylor at the reunion in the commercials, but then now he's at that fake ass Dunkin' Donuts stand over there. It is nothing that happened in the commercial happened in the actual show. Then they kept trying to boost up Stacey as is going to be this great reunion host. So either Stacey was a really bad host, or the editors and the producers played the hell out of her and cut so much of her stuff out that all we got was her asking one question and then moving her head back and forth like she's the referee at a tennis match. So listen, drop them in the comments. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know if you agree or disagree with this. And I pray that Hulu's learned from this awful, horrible mistake that made with this Mormon Wives reunion. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.